Welcome to the Tech Ranch, live and local here on Super Talk 1270. The latest gadgets, online security, websites and apps, social media, and so much more. How can technology help you? Let's find out. It's time for the Tech Ranch on Super Talk 1270.
From our studios in beautiful Mandan, North Dakota, along the mighty Missouri River, here is your guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
So have you ever wondered if those things that you see rolling across Facebook are true? You know, a lot of times there are deaths and things that are reported, of course, and a lot of times they prove that they're not true. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you can find out what's true, what's not, by using a website called Snopes, Snopes. And we're going to dispel some rumors today, Mr. Producer Extraordinaire.
Oh, do tell.
Jim. Yes, yeah. So we'll get in that a little bit. Of course, you've been crazy busy today already.
Yeah, I've been filling in all week doing the morning show on our sister station, Cool 98.7.
And I don't think I've ever seen you actually drink coffee during this show before.
Oh, yeah, I used to be coffee man.
I take that back. You're right, but not in-house coffee.
Yeah.
Usually you bring your own from a local coffee brewer. And by the way, it is National Coffee Day, by the way.
Well, happy National Coffee Day. They drink an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Did you know that?
Yes, they do.
That's a song.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know
they
that.
Drink, Sinatra did it. They
Are you serious?
An awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Yeah.
I'm a big Sinatra fan, too.
I'll pull it up and see if we can get it on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, it's actually National Coffee Day is the #1 trending thing on Twitter right now. So if you're out looking for that free cup of coffee or a deal at a coffee shop, today's a good day to do that. And you can go to nationaldaycalendar.com, and they'll give you a list of all the places that have free coffee today. So check that out. Miss Metaverse, Katie Aquino, will be joining us a little bit later. And we'll be talking a little bit about these Snopes and how to dispel those rumors. John Baylor with Stock Market Engine, he was on a couple weeks ago, and we had some phone issues, so he is back, as well as Biz Builder Mike. Also had some phone issues with him a couple weeks ago. We had a big day there with some phone issues, so we're going to have him back as well. We're going to be talking about the cloud-based services and that type of thing that are available to you. And, of course, there's a new virus.
Uh-oh.
I know. Are you, Jim, I don't know about you, but, well, in fact, I'm going to talk about you for a bit. Are you getting tired of hearing about this stuff all the time? About, is it safe to go online? Is it safe to do this?
Well, my concern has always been the boy that cried wolf.
Yes.
You keep getting people so worked up over this stuff, eventually they're going to get used to it, and they're not going to pay attention anymore. And then when something really bad does come along, a lot of people are going to get blindsided.
Do you think that's actually kind of going on right now, even with ID theft? Identity theft? Because, there's been so much about it that you're almost at the point where, well, it's just kind of a fact of life. Yeah. And maybe I can do some precautions to maybe slow them down a little bit, but sooner or later my credit card is going to get stolen and I'm just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I almost feel like people are at that point where I don't want to give up the convenience of my technology so that my ID doesn't get stolen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm willing to put up with this a little bit because this next one is called Shell Shock. And this is the other thing about Shell Shock.
Yeah, that's the one we're hearing about.
Yes. And this is interesting because it's not affecting Windows-based servers.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. It's Mac and Linux.
I have a good friend in California who's always bragging about her Mac, the fact that her Mac is immune from so much of this stuff.
Right.
And I don't feel, I don't feel any schadenfreude here. I'm genuinely concerned for all my friends with Macs.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm thinking, well, all of a sudden that's weird. It's kind of like, it's turned around. It's backwards.
And I just knew that one day this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of is here. And what's crazy about this is it's based in, I'm going through my notes real quick. It's and not to get so technical, but there's a shell called Bash.
Yeah.
And this is used in Mac and Linux servers.
Right.
And this shell has been in these service for over 20 years.
Yeah, well, my next obvious question was going to be, why is it that up till now Mac has been immune to all this stuff?
Well, they really haven't. It's just that there's so many more people that use PC-based stuff, Windows or what have you.
Oh, okay. It has to do with the software then.
Yeah, people who write viruses want to get to as many people as possible.
Of course.
So if you're going to infect a gazillion people, you're just going to go after the PC users because that's 95% of what's being used out there,
Bingo.
or 92 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they don't touch Linux and Mac, and it's given the people who use those devices a false sense of security. Mm-hmm. So now it's kind of, and I have no ill feelings towards Mac and Linux. I use them myself. But I just knew that someday or another that this would kind of come around. So anyway, just want to let you know that is out there. They actually are claiming that this is a bigger deal than the Heartbleed virus or bug or whatever you want to call that a few months ago. And just so you know, this really isn't affecting so much about a virus that's on your Mac or Linux computer. This is server-based. So those companies that are using Linux and Mac servers, those are the ones you have to be concerned about, because if they're the ones that have your information on that, your information is now vulnerable because they can go right around this shell and actually access the server remotely and get whatever information they want from it. So if your information is stored on that server, and believe me when I tell you that the majority of Fortune 500 companies use Linux or Mac, they do for their servers. Now, they may be PC-based in their offices, but they use those servers, and that's the challenge here. So anyway, everybody is vulnerable, and I'm kind of with you. They're calling this shell shock. I think the shell shock is that people don't care anymore.
Yeah. And
they're just tired of every day they hear about somebody gaining access to 50 million records or 25 million records, and I don't know. I don't know what the best scenario is to protect yourself, except that you have to be very diligent about what you do online. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
What about mobile?
Well, that's not immune either. In fact, you and I talked about this last week a little bit. In fact, I think there's a very big false sense of security there, and it's the app issue there. A lot of these apps that you download, of course, have they're not. I wouldn't call them standard viruses, but they're there to harvest your. They're there to harvest your information. If you're downloading an app that's free and there's no upgrade to it or whatever, why are they doing it? They're doing it because they want
out of
your
the goodness of their hearts.
That's right. They are. They love you.
Right.
They want to give things to you to make your life a little easier, and, of course, to make a little ka-ching for themselves. So that's what it's about.
Well, the tech geezer, he's around here somewhere. He was telling me that he downloaded an app over the weekend that would enable him to buy a bridge in Brooklyn.
Nice. Gotta like that.
Yeah.
Did he get the bridge?
It didn't work out. He got the Williamsburg Bridge instead. No, the George Washington Bridge he got.
I'm guessing a Nigerian princess was involved in that as well.
Yeah, something about getting Krugerrands out of the country. Some weird stuff like that.
All right, everybody. I think we are at our break. So after the break, everybody, we will be back with Miss Metaverse, Katie Aquino, and we'll be dispelling some of the rumors that are out there with Snoops.
And we're going to pay tribute to coffee.
Yes.
Because they drink an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Yes, exactly.
Right now, 46.
Get the traffic and weather information you need anytime on Super Talk 1270 and online at supertalk1270.com.
All right.
Gotta love it.
It's Frank
And
the coffee song.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill.
I gotta tell you, Jim, this is a pretty catchy
They've
tune.
got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Frank is the man.
You can't
If you're wondering why we're playing this, it is National Coffee Day out there, and it's the number one trending thing on Twitter today. So if you want your free cup of Joe, go to nationaldaycalendar.com. They got a whole list of all the joints that are serving coffee for free. So lots of places doing that. And we are joined on the phone by Miss Metaverse, Kate Aquino. Kate, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. I hope you were dancing to Frank there.
Yeah, definitely was.
I have a feeling you were not. You're more of the. I can see you listening to like the music from like Star Wars.
totally. I actually really like the Cloud Atlas
Okay.
soundtrack.
Okay. Uh-oh, I think we're dealing with some phone issues again, Mr. Jim.
Oh, dear.
So, Kate, you have to lick your finger, put it up in the air, hold it on your phone.
Am I broadcasting through? Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Trying.
Well, if it gets too bad, we'll probably have you call us
Actually,
back.
what we can do, it is on our end. I know for a fact it's on our end.
Okay.
What we could do is just have her hang up and call back. Give me a second here, Kate. I'm going to put you on hold, okay?
Sure. Okay, so hang on a second,
Put you
Kate.
on hold here. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Are you calling about the tech show? Tech
I
Ranch?
am. This is John Baylor calling in.
Oh,
okay, John.
John, you're a little early, but just hang on the line, okay?
Okay.
No worries.
Hang
Thank
on,
you very much.
John.
Okay.
See, now my lines are tied up.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Kate, are you there?
Are you there, Kate?
Yes, I am. I
Oh.
feel like I'm talking to NASA here. Hello.
Okay, I know you sound like you're 20,000 leagues under the sea, but that's
So-
kind of a technical glitchy thing.
So is the other line better, Jim? Is that the
The other
deal?
line is better. Should I just tell him to call back?
Yeah, let's have John call us back.
Okay, hang on.
Hang
Kate.
on.
Hey, John.
Yes, hi.
Hey, John. Jim Walsh here, along with Marlo. Could we ask you a favor? Could you hang up and call back in about
Yeah, about
10
11:30,
minutes?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Kate. Why don't you hang up and call us back, and we're going to pick you up on the other line.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
Okay,
thank
thanks.
you.
All
okay,
right.
I'm going to hang up now. I have to kind of pick this up here and hang on here.
So, yes, even us on the Tech Ranch have technical difficulties
Yes.
occasionally.
Technical difficulties totally beyond their control.
Yes,
I'm trying to make
so-
sure. Hello, Kate. Okay,
There-
good.
okay.
Okay.
There we
now-
go. There we
now.
go.
Hello, Kate.
Kate.
Is this one working?
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness. There we go.
Oh, yeah. You are rocking, babe.
Rocking.
You are 5 by 5. Woo! Mama.
All right, Kate. Well, let's get right into it then, since we had a momentary lapse of
Momentary
technical...
lapse of reason.
There
Thank
you go.
Pink
There you
Floyd,
go.
new album coming out in November.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Cool.
We
Anyway.
can all sit around and smoke stuff.
More information than we needed to know right now, Jim. You can go to Colorado for that if you want. So.
That's Pink Floyd. I mean, yeah, the great thing about Floyd is you sit around and listen to Floyd and smoke stuff and tell each other how cool you are.
Some of us actually enjoy their music, though.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Just saying. All right.
I do that with Big Spider back.
All right, tech geezer. Settle down back there. Obviously, the tech geezer and Jim are a little wired on caffeine today.
We have an awful lot of coffee around here today.
Awesome.
All right, so Kate, you've been wandering on Facebook a little bit or whatever, and you see something, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, is that really true?" This happened to you before?
I've been seeing so much crazy stuff going on, especially Twitter.
Okay.
I'd say that, with the iPhone 6 release, I mean, I don't know if anyone else caught this. It's really dangerous because there's a lot of people that, when the iPhone 6 was released, they were writing these false things that,
Yes.
Basically misleading people about how to use their phones. And, one that really,
go ahead.
really stuck out to me was putting your phone in the microwave to charge it.
Yeah, and the deal behind that is that the new iPhone uses a wave technology. So what people have been writing about, they're using that, and they're saying, "Hey, you can throw your phone in the microwave for 30 seconds, and it'll charge it up." And
Bad idea.
I would not do that.
But what's so funny, I mean, I know it's not funny. We're laughing about this. Somebody probably got hurt doing this, but it is false, by the way. You do not want to do this. But
no.
You can go to snopes.com, snopes.com, and if you ever read stuff like this and you're like, is that true or not? Go there, investigate it, and find out.
Urban legend website.
That's exactly right.
Urban
So you didn't charge your new iPhone 6 in the microwave, Kate?
No, I certainly did not. I believe that I was told when I was quite young that if you wanted to see a nice sparkling fire show, you could throw your metal objects into the microwave. But I definitely would not have tried to do that. But another one, too, that was pretty shocking was what's going on with the bending iPhone? They're calling it Bendgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's as big a deal as what the media is making it out to be. I think they've had I didn't actually look that one up. Did you look that up to see if it's true or not?
Yes, I heard that it's true, but on Snopes it's saying that it's mostly false. That that it could ban, but it's not happening as easily as they're saying that it is. But they really did blow it up. I mean, on Twitter, there's just thousands and thousands of people taking pictures with bent iPhones and being very dramatic about it. And that's tough, especially since they just released a new phone with all the hype. You know, that's going to turn customers away from wanting to purchase the phone if they think it's going to bend in their pocket.
Right.
Yeah, well, the first thing I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to the barber, and there was always an ad that the barber had up in his shop for this fancy comb that you could bend completely. You know, you could bend it completely so the sides touched, and it had a picture of a guy, like a big, strong guy, bending this comb. The idea was that it was so flexible you could bend it every which way, and that was the first thing I thought. I imagined this big, big buffo Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guy bending the iPhone, going, "Hey, I can bend the phone." I know.
But that's kind of what it is, actually. They just had a couple incidents of this. And I'll bet you any other phone manufacturer out there that's got a slim phone has had the same exact thing happen to it. You know, it's just that the iPhone 6 is in the news right now, so that's the deal. So what about President Obama saluting the half salute with the cup of coffee? Have you seen this?
That's crazy.
So, you know, and I found it interesting that it was on Snoops, and I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe that's not true, because there's been other presidential things that have not been true. It is true that he did this, and it's also true that he did the half salute with the cell phone. George W. Bush also did a half a salute with a dog.
Yeah, he had his dog.
Yes, yeah, that was kind of big news a few years ago, of course. But did you know that the commander-in-chief is not supposed to salute?
Yeah, he's a civilian.
So what had happened is when Reagan was in office, he just started doing this out of respect, and all presidents since have continued to do that as well. But you're right, Jim. That's exactly what it is. When they debark a plane or what have you, they're just supposed to walk on by.
Right. Walk on
by. And allow our military personnel to salute. It's just been a kind of a courtesy type of thing that started with Ronald Reagan. So
you never see Nixon do it. Never saw this film.
That's right.
Nixon may have made other gestures, but
so President Obama, what he should have done, along with George W. Bush, is just not.
Yeah.
Just walk by with the cup of Joe or whatever,
hey guys,
and it's not a big deal, you know. So
got my cup of coffee. I'm getting on the helicopter now.
That was really a poor imitation, Joe.
Well, thank you.
You have some good ones, though.
He's a hard guy to do.
He is, yes. All right, Kate, do you have any other ones that you want to share with us that are kind of...
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think my favorite out of all the crazy urban legends out there right now would be someone was saying that 21,000 of the new iPhone 6s were contaminated with the Ebola virus.
What?
Yeah. Yes, they said on 22nd of September, Daily Buzz Live published a near-instantly viral article pertaining to the recent release of the iPhone 6. According to their post titled iPhone 6 Phones Contaminated with Ebola Virus, 21,200 confirmed cases since the Friday release. And they said tens of thousands have fallen seriously ill with Ebola, and the outbreak was connected to the release of Apple's newest gadget.
Unbelievable. And, of course, this is totally false, right?
False.
Absolutely false.
Okay.
And what's really it's crazy because in less than 24 hours, that post was shared more than 20,000 times on Facebook alone.
But, I think, why these things grow so fast is because we almost live in a day and age now where people think things are possible. You know what I mean? We go back to microwaving your phone. You think about it, it's crazy enough, but people think about, oh my goodness, they've advanced this thing so I can just microwave my phone and it charges up. I mean, I can see where people would believe that.
I don't believe it. And I'm the least technical person on the planet. And the first time I heard that, I went, no.
But don't you think we live in an era, though, that because there are so many advances in things, that maybe it is possible? And, we're saying it's crazy now, but 5 years from now, somebody might be listening to us right now and thinking, there's got to be a way to charge a battery with a microwave.
Well, maybe they'll actually do it. Maybe they'll actually develop a phone that works that way.
Right. So
maybe.
Just throwing that out there. But because a lot more phones are going to glass anyway. So if there ever becomes a totally glass phone, you could throw it in a microwave. Anyway, anything else, Katie, that you found on there?
Well, I mean, speaking of Ebola, they're saying that 2 people came reanimated after they died. Basically, like Ebola was turning people into zombies. So yeah, that was definitely full of some interesting things. But
it is that time already, so we will bring you back hopefully next week. So, Kate, I really appreciate you being on the show again today.
Yeah,
thanks.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye bye.
Right now, 46.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Manners all say no, no, no. The politician's daughter was accused of drinking water.
As we're enjoying a little Frank on National Coffee Day. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
In Brazil.
You do a much better Frank imitation, Jim, than President Obama.
Oh, okay.
Just telling you. So, anyway, yeah. Of course, we want to thank all of our listeners across the country and around the world on the Blueberry Network.
Yay!
Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. We're tuned in, and, of course, our own app, Radio Pup. And you had one other thing you wanted to say about urban legends.
The Republicans have a thing going around now that President Obama is the father of 2 black children. Is it true? Well,
I'm just kidding. I bet we don't even have to go to Snoops for that, do we? Yeah.
Well, that's like a few years ago. Who was it? They were claiming slept with JFK. Oh, Jackie Onassis.
Yes.
Go figure.
Yeah. Amazing how that is. Yeah. Anyway, on the phone from somebody who was with us a couple weeks ago, and because we had some technical difficulties, and I believe I was ill as well.
Yeah, I think that was when Nick was here.
Yeah, threw him into the hot seat here with about 2 minutes warning.
Yeah.
But anyway, on the phone, John Baylor. John is the CEO of Stock Market Engine. Welcome to the Tech Ranch, John.
Hi, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Excited to have you back on. We can hear you fine. I mean, things are good today.
You are 5 by 5 there, good buddy.
I know, right? Sorry about that last week.
No problem.
Actually, I think we've isolated it. It may be an issue on our side.
It is an issue, and we know for a fact it is.
Yep. So we have a technician now that's actually taking a look at it.
Yeah.
So, but at least we were able to isolate the issue, which is a good thing.
I think the geezer is in the back right now looking at it.
I'm sure sleeping actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The tech geezer does not do much more than sleep anyway. I don't care what he tells you.
He should have it ready for us about a week from next summer.
You're lucky you're not being interviewed by the tech geezer, John, because I'll tell you what.
I know, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about the Stock Market Engine.
Okay, thanks. Sure. So Stock Market Engine is a website that was built by day traders. And what happened was that we found a way to make a search engine look for stocks and sort of like the Google for the stock market, if I could say that.
Okay.
It goes out and searches stocks, good stocks, and that are affected by the news. That's one of the applications. And the other application is called Dividend Chaser, and it goes out and it finds all the stocks that have the highest dividends. And some out there are paying 12%. Not everyone's paying 12%, but some of them are. So it finds it and lists it and tells you which stocks are paying 12% and all the way down to 1%, for example.
And you can actually access this. What is the URL of your website?
StockMarketEngine.com.
Just like it sounds, right?
Just like it sounds.
All right.
StockMarketEngine.com. Yep.
So if I want to, you're talking about the news, for example. So today is National Coffee Day. I mean, if you wanted to make the premise that maybe National Coffee Day is going to affect coffee bean prices, I mean, is this something, or a company like Starbucks or whatever, you could actually search that way, correct?
Absolutely. Well, the way the algorithm is written, there are certain keywords and phrases that are being used, and I can't really talk about the patent process or anything like that. But just for giggles, if you were to talk about the coffee industry, say for example Starbucks is mentioned, the search engine will find a keyword related to Starbucks, and then it'll catch on to other stocks that are related to Starbucks, and it'll notice if Starbucks is in the news, it'll find that, and it'll generate a search that will capture that stock and compare it to other stocks that are also in the same industry. So you can see if Starbucks is being affected by the news, up or down, and you can see how that's affecting other stocks in the news that are also related to that same industry for Starbucks.
So basically, it allows you to basically analyze trends by what the news is creating, and if the trend is strictly for one company or if it's across the board.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're also working on other technology. We're connecting not just what's happening in the news, but other social networks as well, and historical information as well. So we're very busy over here, and we're trying to connect the news with historical events, with say Twitter or Facebook or something to that effect. So we're linking it all together to give the decision maker, the day trader, an option to buy the stock based on what's going on in the market and what's going on in the news, and how it's related to the social industry as well as the other industries affected by the stock.
So you have and not to get off topic too much here, but you kind of have a unique background here, and I'd like to talk a little bit about how you came up with this idea.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, sure. So I'm an Army officer. I've been serving for about 23 years now, and I'm stationed currently in Germany. I'm about to retire after 23 years of being in the Army. And when I was stationed in Iraq, I had an idea of combining stocks with a search engine. And this was back in 2003. And this, at the time, search engines were kind of new, and I thought an idea of combining search technology with the stock market, and we've been working on it ever since and perfecting the process. And now we're at the point now where we are able to combine different technologies and bring it closer together and really make a difference here with the stocks.
Yeah, it's really cool, John. I enjoy your story, and thank you for your service to our country. And so what is the time difference between where you're at right now and where you're calling us here?
You're in North Dakota, so
yep.
I'm in Germany, Central Time, so it's about 7 hours difference right now.
Okay, so not too terrible.
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
Not past my bedtime.
But getting close, right?
That's right.
So, and now you also have a dividend chaser. And why don't you explain a little bit more about that?
If you happen to have your website open right now, you can go on right now, stockmarketengine.com.
Okay.
And normally, what I usually do is I tell people to sign in, but for this purposes, you really don't. You can access it from where you are. So at the front page, you'll see it's the Stock Market Engine, and at the top right, you'll have two functions. One's called the Dividend Chaser, and the other one is called News Effect Stocks.
Okay.
So if you were to go and click on the Dividend Chaser, and it'll take you up to the next page, which is the Dividend Chaser. We have a few ads. And then you bring it down, scroll it down, you look at the top stock. So if I'm looking at it right now, it looks like it's HRZN, Horizon Tech Finance Corp.
Right.
And they're paying a dividend. If you look over to the far right, third from the far right is the dividend, the percentage. So it looks like it's 9.73%.
Right.
And so that right now is paying, if you bought that stock, you will get a dividend of 9.73% throughout the year. One fiscal year, yeah. So that's basically how that works. And then the rest of the stocks, it goes from 9% all the way down to, I guess, 1%. I have a different view of the website because I'm not only the member, I'm the CEO.
Sure.
So I can see different things than others.
You reminded me of some hair care commercial that I should probably subscribe to.
Well, I bring it up because there's different subscriptions to see different things. So if you have the full subscription, you can see all the stocks. And if you have for $40, you can see all the stocks available. Anything that's on the same page, you can see what I see basically. And then there's $20, which sees about half of the stocks, and then $10 a year, you can see about a third of the stocks.
Oh, so that's it? Just $10, $20, or $40 a year, and you have full access to your website?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Access.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
And you actually offer I was just going to say a 30-day free access here as well.
Yeah, you can check it out and take a look at it. We're also in the process of, this is a recent development, we're moving towards Bitcoin right now. So we might be partnering up with them soon and take it national with starting in Vegas, and we'll move over to the rest of the world.
Very, very cool. So, all right, John, we really appreciate you being on the show. And again, how do we find your website?
www.stockmarketengine.com.
All right, everybody, go check it out if you're thinking about trading stock on a daytime basis. And I think just even for, I'm just an occasional person, but I like to be knowledgeable. I think this is a great website for that. It really is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, John, take care. Get some sleep.
Okay.
All right. And I have one other thing, too, Jim, that I wanted to kind of share with everybody. There's a company that's making, I'm sure you've used touchscreen devices before.
Oh, yeah.
You probably have one on your phone, as a matter of fact. And, of course, tablets are that way.
Yes.
Some computers are that way as well. There's a company that is making what's called the Z-Mart Frame Max. And what it does is you actually put this frame up like on your wall. And you've probably seen these. I'm trying to think of some of the movies, but, when they're in the air and they're moving their hands and they move from screen to screen to screen.
Oh, yeah. What was the movie? It was on over the weekend. Tom Cruise in the future, and they can predict the future. And he's a policeman.
Yeah.
Minority Report.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Very good.
Thank you.
We got that ESPN thing going on today.
Yeah,
I like that.
It took me a minute to think of the title.
But that's exactly what this is. Well, you can put this frame up on a wall and use a projector or maybe even put a large screen TV within that frame or whatever, and that becomes a touchscreen at that point. So, if you got a projector going in and you're doing a presentation, whatever, you can, I'm waving my hands around. I know nobody can see that right now, but you can actually wave your hands around and move objects around on the screen just like you would using a touch screen. And they have an Indiegogo campaign right now, and you can check it out, Z-Mart Frame Max. That's Z-M-A-R-T Frame Max. And it's very, very cool, and I would certainly go check that out. It's kind of my Indiegogo pick of the week or crowdfunding pick of the week. It's very, very cool. And I will actually post a link to that on thetechranch.com. So how's your coffee doing, Jim?
Oh, great.
I think it's time for us to go refill our cups.
Get an awful lot more coffee.
That's right, for National Coffee Day. So all right, everybody, we'll be back with Biz Builder Mike. So come on back.
Right now, 48.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2, only on Super Talk 1270.
Follow your guru of geek everywhere he goes. Post your comments or questions at thetechranch.com. Let's head back to the studio and join the conversation.
And welcome back to the Tech Ranch, everybody. And hopefully Mike will be joining us shortly. And, I'm hoping we're not having some more phone issues. So.
You're at a loss for words.
I am at a loss for words. I know that. It is hard to believe, isn't it? Since I wasn't able to talk for 2 weeks, I've been making up for it, Jim. Believe me, everybody's tired of listening to me. I'm just saying.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yes, they are. So we're just going to talk some more about snoops and, some of the snoops that we've had, that we've run across. Ellen Funt, Candid Camera, right?
Right.
Okay, so there's been a big thing going around on Facebook recently about a plane being diverted to Cuba. I don't know if you ever heard about this or not.
No.
And anyway, some people were thinking that there was some type of stunt going on because he was on the airplane, and they actually diverted the plane to Cuba because of it. And I'm trying to think of all the different aspects of this thing, and I'm not doing well here, obviously.
Well, they were supposed to land in Delaware, but Delaware was closed. Remember
Is that what the deal was?
That was I don't know.
Oh, no, you'd probably...
That was the old Candid Camera thing.
Yeah.
Remember, they closed Delaware.
Anyway, that is actually a true happening, believe it or not. So they actually diverted a plane to Cuba. The difference is that they talk about it now. I think Candid Camera's back on the air, and isn't it his son or grandson that's hosting it?
And I don't remember who's co-hosting it.
Okay, and anyway, because they're back on the air, this has been circulating again, and but it is something that happened back in 1969. So just to let you know that
back when there were a lot of hijackings going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of these things is that sometimes these rumors or whatever get kind of rehashed. So you need to just kind of go to Snoops and find these things out. Now, I'm sure you've gotten emails from the Nigerian princess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she wants to send you $1.5 million or whatever. You know, of course, those are fraudulent. And it's interesting when you go to Snoops that it'll talk about the history behind some of these things. And also, you know, and if you get these emails that seem maybe it's a little too good to be true, it probably is. And I know we're making fun of the Nigerian princess right now, but there are sometimes some emails that you get that, and a lot of times what will happen is, Jim, I'll get an email from you. At least they claim it's you.
Oh.
And, you know, you're in trouble. You're caught in Canada or you're in London or whatever, and you need some bail money.
Next time I get caught in Canada, let me know. I would be the first person to want to know about something like that.
But this happens a lot, believe it or not. Or the other one that happens a lot is the phone call that
trust
you get.
me, if I'm ever going to hit you up for money, I won't do it by email.
It'll be a call from the jail, right? Oh, funny. But yeah, what happens a lot of times is that these the grandson will call, and you know they hope that, and it's really not the grandson, of course, but they have a bad connection on the phone and whatever, and they're thinking, you know, oh my goodness, I need he's caught in jail. I didn't know he was going to be in London or what have you, and before you know it, somebody's sending $2,000 someplace to get him out of jail. Well, that's not the case at all, you know. So there's a lot of scams that are out there. The Walmart, or not Walmart, but Walmart sells these, but they're called smart packs, I believe. And I don't know if you've seen these or not, but you go to Walmart and you buy a smart pack for $300, and it's a way to send money, kind of like the old Western, the telegram, you know, the Western Union thing. Yes. And
I used to love those commercials.
The Western Union ones.
Yeah, they always had the guy in with the sheriff. Remember?
I don't think I've seen that.
Like they had one where they had one of the old vocal groups.
Okay.
And he's going, send us the money, dig. Oh, we won't make out. And you had the big old sheriff there, the guy from Cool Hand Luke with the glasses.
Oh, cool. There. Yep. But yeah, they're using these money packs or smart packs or whatever they are now, and they scam you. You know, whether they've taken over your computer, you know, with the FBI virus or whatever, and you know, it's unfortunate that the criminals figure out ways to make what's something that's totally legitimate. And Western Union is a great example of this. The steps that they've had to go through to prevent fraud is unbelievable. And, you know, it has become more and more difficult to do business through Western Union. You know, sometimes I've had to send money to a supplier overseas or whatever, and that's the only way they do business. Well, now you can't. You know, it's difficult to send more than $300.
Yeah,
because if you're going to do that, you got to do 10 transactions because there's so much fraud involved nowadays with the larger dollar amounts that they just don't allow it anymore. So it's crazy. It really is.
Like Western Union doesn't have enough troubles.
I
mean, they've been on. Teetering on the brink of going out of business for years now.
Well, I suppose.
Did they go out of business?
I don't
even know.
I don't believe they did. I think
they are still around.
They are around, yes. But you think about, you know, a company. Wow, we're really getting off track here. But you think about Western Union was founded on the telegraph,
right? Western Union,
or what do I call Western Union? But you think about it. That's pretty amazing that a company has been able to survive the transition of technology, because the telegraph was an amazing piece of technology back when this country was, especially the western expansion of the country. You know, that was a big deal to be able to send a telegraph.
Well, they knew they had to expand their service. They had to modify.
Yes.
It's like the old thing about the Pennsylvania Railroad. They went out of business because they thought they were in the railroad business.
Right.
And what killed them was when planes came in.
Yep.
Now, if they thought in terms of being in the transportation business,
that's correct.
They would have adapted.
Yes, that's exactly correct. So, yeah. Other snoops. I'm trying to think of, have we had any celebrity deaths lately that were... that happens quite often.
Morgan Freeman dies about 3 times a week.
That is correct.
For the guy's family.
It's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, you have to be really, really careful about what you see coming across social media nowadays, because most, I won't say most, but a lot of it is probably not true when it comes to these things. And some of these things are viral. They go crazy.
I got to where if I see something on Facebook that looks unusual, I immediately check it on the mainstream websites.
Yep. And you have to do that. And
Yeah.
you need to source it in a couple, 3 different places usually before you do that.
Well, Michael Jackson died a couple of years ago.
Yes.
That happened.
Yes.
And I saw this on Facebook, and I went, oh, come on, you got to be kidding.
You know, I thought exactly the same thing because
Yeah.
my wife called me because I've always been kind of a big Michael Jackson fan.
Sure.
And she called and said that he had died, and I'm like, where'd you find out? And she was like, on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not true. That was the first thing I thought of because I distrust the stream of information coming across Facebook so much that's my first thing. So when something is true, then you're kind of amazed by that.
And the boy cried wolf again.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is. So
I remember when Elvis died.
Okay.
And it was on the radio.
Yeah.
So you automatically thought, well, okay, he really did.
It's a
really
credible
happened.
source then,
Yeah.
yes. At least at that time, that's exactly how it was. I actually remember that too. So.
Yeah, me too. And John Lennon.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, no, I take that back. I do remember John Lennon, but I was not as big a fan of the Beatles as I am now.
Yeah.
Huge fan of the Beatles now, but I wasn't back then when I was a little younger. But, yep, I was more into whatever techno craze was going on at the time. But I did love Elvis. I have to admit, I was a big fan of Elvis. Yeah. And we still see him in Vegas occasionally. So I don't.
Yeah, he's still hanging out there.
See, I don't think you're talking about credible sources, the radio. I think that was a totally bogus thing too, because I see Elvis all the time.
Yeah.
A
friend of mine got married by Elvis.
Really?
Weird. Yeah.
That'd be an expensive wedding.
No, they just had to wait in line for about 10 minutes.
Really? Really? Peanut butter and
They said he looked like hell, too.
Really? Yeah, I would imagine, yeah. What was it that he liked to eat? Peanut butter?
Peanut butter
and bananas.
Fried peanut butter and mashed banana sandwiches.
Well, I get the fried peanut butter. I like fried peanut butter sandwiches.
I think he would fry them in batter. He has some kind of batter. I know there was bacon grease involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm more of a...
down south they call the thickening because
Gotcha.
they use bacon grease and they pour it off into the whatever it is they make the batter out of.
I've back in days when I couldn't afford anything, which hasn't changed a whole lot over the years, actually.
No.
But
having a family now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You experiment with things sometimes, and I thought, if grilled cheese is this good, I wonder how grilled peanut butter would be. Have you ever had that?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually very good.
It is very good.
I was just shocked about how good that was.
Yeah.
We're really off.
Elvis used to make big barrels of this stuff, buckets of it. And he, mix up this goop with the peanut butter and the mashed banana by the bucketful.
Really?
To make it. And everybody would have to sit there and eat it with him.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I bet they love that.
Which has nothing to do with what we're talking
I know. Just urban legends. So anyway, we are talking about Snoops, by the way, everybody.
Yeah.
SNOPES.com. And maybe I'm mispronouncing this too. It might be
Snopes.
It might be Snopes, I guess.
Snoopies? I don't know.
But I think about I think about Snoops as because I'm being Snoopy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why I think of it that way. But it might be Snopes. SNOPES.com. Love the website. If you ever have any questions about anything going on, as far as information,
good place to go.
It is a great place to source things out. So, Jim,
yes, Marlo.
I hope you enjoy your National Coffee Day.
Well, I certainly I drink an awful lot of coffee. I keep Brazil in business.
That's nice. Between you and I think we do a pretty good job of that. So
and Colombia too. Coffee is their second biggest export.
And the first is...
That's not good.
I kind of figured that. So, all right, everybody, we will be back same time next week. So come on back and join us again.